In this video, you'll finally understand why everyday foods like white rice, white bread, and refined noodles, which seem harmless, are silently draining the natural fluid from your joints. I'll explain the biological mechanism behind this silent damage, and more importantly, I'll show you easy food swaps that can help reduce pain, stop the grinding sounds, and protect your knees without giving up the meals you love. Have you ever stood up and heard a cracking or grinding sound in your knees? Do your joints ever feel dry, stiff, or like they're missing lubrication? You're not alone, and it may not just be because of aging. What you eat every day could be silently damaging your joints without you even knowing it. If you're over 60 and want to stay active and mobile without relying on pills or surgeries, hit subscribe to Message for the Elderly. And please leave a comment. What do you usually eat for breakfast or dinner? White rice, white bread, or noodles? Let's start a conversation and help each other live stronger, healthier lives every day. What are fast carbs and why are they so common? Carbohydrates are the main source of energy most of us consume every day. But not all carbs are created equal. There's one group of carbs that is causing serious health problems for seniors, especially when it comes to joint health. These are called fast carbs. Fast carbs are carbohydrates that the body absorbs very quickly, almost immediately after you eat them. Once they enter your system, these carbs rapidly convert into glucose, causing your blood sugar to spike. This forces your body to produce large amounts of insulin in a short period. Fast carbs usually have a high glycemic index, or GI, which means they raise blood sugar much faster than other types of carbs. You might not realize it, but many of the foods we eat every day are packed with fast carbs. White rice is one of the most common. It's a staple in many households, especially among older adults. White bread, refined noodles, and white pasta also fall into this category. Then there are cookies, sugary breakfast cereals, processed crackers, and even tapioca starch, used in desserts or chewy snacks. These foods are soft, tasty, easy to cook, and widely available, but they are all loaded with fast carbs. So, why are fast carbs so popular, especially among the elderly? First, because they're soft and easy to chew. Many seniors face dental issues, weakened teeth, missing teeth, or dentures. Soft foods like white rice, white bread, or overcooked noodles are easy to eat and don't strain the jaw. Second, they're easy to digest. As digestion slows with age, older adults often prefer lighter meals. Fast carbs are absorbed early in the small intestine and don't sit heavily in the stomach, making them feel gentle and easy. Third, fast carbs are cheap and convenient. A bag of white rice, a loaf of white bread, or a pack of instant noodles is affordable and quick to prepare. This makes them a go-to option for seniors living alone or with limited energy for cooking. Finally, it's habit. Many people have been eating fast carbs since childhood. It's part of their daily routine, and it feels familiar, comforting, even nostalgic. But very few realize the damage it may be causing to their joints, especially after the age of 60. The concern is this: fast carbs don't just affect your weight or blood sugar. They silently damage your joints. Many people believe that cracking knees or stiff joints are just a natural part of aging. But in reality, a major cause may be the foods you're eating every single day, without knowing the risk. Every time you eat a full bowl of white rice, a soft loaf of white bread, or a big plate of white noodles, your body goes through a sharp rise in blood sugar. When this happens frequently, your immune system responds by triggering inflammation. This low-grade, chronic inflammation doesn't just affect your blood vessels or internal organs. It also targets your joints, which are very sensitive to long-term inflammatory damage. Over time, the cartilage and synovial membrane in your joints begin to deteriorate. Synovial fluid, the natural lubricant that protects and cushions your joints, starts to decrease in both quality and quantity. That's when you begin to feel like your knees are dry. You may hear clicking, grinding, or popping sounds when you stand up. It feels like something is missing inside your joints, and it is lubrication. And the worst part? The main cause isn't just aging. It's your daily eating habits, especially a diet overloaded with fast carbs, day after day, year after year. So if you're eating white rice twice a day, or if your breakfast usually includes white bread or instant noodles, it might be time to reconsider. Because every meal like that may be silently drying out your joints, just a little more each time, without you noticing. In the next section, we'll take a deeper look at how fast carbs cause inflammation and reduce joint fluid, and I'll share simple food swaps you can make starting today. Effects on blood sugar and chronic inflammation. In most daily meals for seniors, white rice, white bread, or refined noodles are common staples. They're easy to cook, easy to chew, and familiar. But behind their convenience lies a silent chain reaction that starts in your blood, spreads to your immune system, and gradually damages your joints, without you even knowing. 1. Rapid rise in blood sugar. Fast carbs are foods with a high glycemic index. Just one bowl of white rice, a few slices of white bread, or a serving of soft noodles can cause your blood sugar to spike within 30 to 60 minutes. In response, your body rushes to produce insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. In young, healthy people, this process works efficiently. But in older adults, the ability to regulate insulin weakens over time. As a result, blood sugar stays elevated longer, and insulin has to be released more frequently and in larger amounts, leading to two serious consequences. First, excess insulin encourages your body to store fat, especially visceral fat and fat around the joints. This not only leads to weight gain but also creates an environment where inflammation thrives. Second, constant fluctuations in blood sugar cause stress on the body's tissues, especially the delicate lining of blood vessels and cartilage. Over time, this stress breaks down healthy cells and opens the door to low-grade, chronic inflammation. That's when the real damage begins. 2. Chronic inflammation and the joints. Chronic inflammation isn't like a sprained ankle. There's no sudden swelling or redness. It's slow, silent, but deeply destructive. And it's one of the most overlooked causes of joint deterioration in seniors. When you consume fast carbs regularly, your blood sugar remains high, which triggers the immune system. Inflammatory chemicals like TNF-alpha, interleukin-6, and CRP are released and travel through your bloodstream. They don't just stay in your gut or liver, they reach your joints too. In your joints, especially your knees and ankles, these chemicals irritate the synovial membrane, the tissue responsible for producing synovial fluid, the joint's natural lubricant. When the membrane becomes inflamed, it can no longer produce enough fluid, or the fluid becomes thin and ineffective. Without proper lubrication, the ends of your bones begin to grind against each other. Every step, every squat, every turn becomes painful. What used to be smooth movement now feels dry, stiff, and noisy. But it doesn't stop there. Chronic inflammation also stimulates the release of enzymes like MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases, which break down cartilage, the shock-absorbing cushion inside your joints. This process causes the cartilage to weaken, dry out, and crack more easily. That's why many older adults feel joint pain without having had any injury. It's not from a fall. It's not from overuse. It's from years of silent inflammation that slowly wore away the joint from the inside out. So while fast carbs may seem innocent, just a bowl of rice, just a piece of toast, they are silently stripping away your body's ability to protect its joints. 3. The chain reaction in seniors. Seniors are the most vulnerable to this cycle because their bodies take longer to recover. A small injury to the synovial membrane, which might have healed in days at age 30, can now take months. And if inflammation continues day after day, the damage becomes permanent. One of the first signs is knee pain while walking. It's not sharp or sudden like an injury. It's dull, nagging, and grows worse with distance. Many describe it as knees that don't want to lift anymore, or a grinding feeling deep inside. Another sign is morning joint stiffness. When you wake up, your ankles may feel locked. Your knees may not want to bend. You may need to walk around for a few minutes before things feel normal. That's your body telling you synovial fluid is no longer being produced at healthy levels overnight. Then there's the feeling of dry knees. Every time you squat, get up from a chair, or pivot, you hear cracking or popping noises. Some people describe it as gravel in the joints. What you're really feeling is the loss of natural joint lubrication and the increased friction between your bones. And here's the hard truth. If you keep eating fast carbs every day, rice twice a day, white bread for breakfast, or instant noodles for dinner, this damage will only get worse. Even if you take joint supplements, anti-inflammatories, or injections, the root problem remains. Your blood sugar is still spiking daily. It's important to understand that older adults have reduced capacity to regulate blood sugar and inflammation. With less muscle mass, slower insulin response, and aging tissue, each spike in blood sugar has a stronger and more damaging impact. That means every small, daily dose of fast carbs could be pushing your joints one step closer to irreversible damage. The good news is, this process isn't permanent. With simple changes, reducing fast carbs, choosing slow-absorbing alternatives, and supporting your body's natural healing, you can reduce inflammation, restore joint fluid production, and start feeling a difference within weeks. In the next part, we'll take a closer look at how fast carbs directly reduce your joint fluid and what happens inside your knees when this natural lubricant starts drying up with age. Fast carbs and the loss of synovial fluid. Every time you stand up from a chair, turn your body, or take even the smallest step, your joints are hard at work. And to make these movements pain-free and smooth, your body relies on a powerful natural component, synovial fluid. 1. The structure and role of synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is a pale yellow, slightly thick liquid that's produced by the synovial membrane, the inner lining of your joints. It acts as your body's natural lubricant, allowing the ends of your bones to glide over each other without friction. But lubrication is just part of its job. Synovial fluid also nourishes cartilage, the shock-absorbing tissue between bones. Cartilage doesn't have its own blood supply, so it relies entirely on nutrients diffused from the synovial fluid. Without enough fluid, cartilage begins to dry out, lose elasticity, and become more vulnerable to wear and tear. That's why maintaining adequate levels of synovial fluid with the right consistency and nutrients is essential for healthy, pain-free movement. And yet, one major factor that causes a decline in synovial fluid and is often overlooked is a diet high in fast-digesting carbohydrates. 2. What happens when you eat fast carbs too often? As explained in the previous section, fast carbs cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, which trigger chronic inflammation. When inflammation persists, it doesn't just stay in your blood vessels or liver, it directly attacks the synovial membrane, the tissue responsible for producing joint fluid. When this membrane becomes inflamed, its ability to produce high-quality fluid declines. The joint fluid becomes thinner, less viscous, and less effective at lubricating the joint. As a result, the bones start to rub against each other, leading to pain, swelling, or grinding noises during movement. But that's not all. A diet rich in fast carbs also promotes the overproduction of certain enzymes, particularly hyaluronidase and collagenase. These enzymes break down hyaluronic acid, the primary molecule that gives synovial fluid its gel-like texture, and collagen, the protein that provides strength and flexibility to cartilage. As hyaluronic acid breaks down, your joint fluid becomes watery and thin. It can no longer protect the cartilage or cushion your movements effectively. Over time, this leads to faster wear of the joint, loss of flexibility, and a higher risk of pain with daily activity. The danger increases with age. As you get older, your body naturally produces less synovial fluid. If you're also consuming a high glycemic diet, the decline accelerates, and the effects on your joints become more severe. 3 warning signs that you're losing synovial fluid. You don't need an MRI or a joint scope to know when your joint fluid is running low. Your body sends you signals, if you know how to listen. One of the first signs is a crackling or grinding sensation when you move. This often happens when you stand up, twist, or transition from sitting to lying down. Movements that once felt smooth now feel stiff, awkward, or even stuck. Another warning sign is popping or clicking noises when rising from a chair or squatting down, especially in the knees or hips. While these sounds might not be painful at first, they indicate a loss of lubrication between the bones. You might also experience pain when bending or extending your knees or ankles. The pain may start mild but gradually worsen, especially after walking for a while, climbing stairs, or standing for long periods. This is a direct result of the bones grinding against each other because there's not enough fluid to cushion the joint. Many older adults also report a strange sensation. Their knees feel dry, like they're missing oil. Some describe it as sand in the joints or a sensation of tightness inside the joint. These feelings often become most noticeable in the morning after waking up or after periods of inactivity. If you're experiencing one or more of these symptoms, there's a strong chance that your joints are producing less fluid, and it may be time to reevaluate your diet, especially your intake of fast carbs. 4. Scientific evidence and research support. In recent years, researchers have started to uncover the connection between blood sugar, fast carbs, and joint degeneration, and the results are eye-opening. One study from the American Geriatric Society in 2019 found that adults with chronically high blood sugar were 2.3 times more likely to develop early-onset osteoarthritis compared to those with stable glucose levels. Another study conducted by Boston University revealed that diets with high glycemic load lowered levels of hyaluronic acid and negatively affected the quality of synovial fluid in older adults, especially in those with sedentary lifestyles or low water intake. These findings confirm what many doctors are now seeing in clinical practice. Fast carbs aren't just a blood sugar problem, they're a joint problem, too. They promote inflammation, destroy critical molecules inside your joints, and speed up the loss of natural lubrication your body needs to stay mobile. To summarize, fast carbs don't just make you gain weight or feel tired after meals. They are quietly destroying the one thing your joints rely on most: synovial fluid. Every bowl of white rice, every slice of white bread, and every plate of soft noodles could be silently drying out your knees a little more each day. The good news? You can slow and even reverse this process with simple dietary changes. In the next section, I'll introduce you to healthy, slow-digesting carbs that can reduce inflammation, support joint lubrication, and help you move with ease, even after 60. Better alternatives: how to eat slow carbs. Now that you understand how fast carbs silently harm your joints, reduce synovial fluid, and promote chronic inflammation, you might be wondering, do I have to cut out carbs completely? The answer is absolutely not. You can still enjoy carbohydrates daily, still feel full and satisfied. The key is to choose the right type of carbs. That's where slow-digesting carbs come in. 1. What are slow carbs? You can still eat carbs without hurting your joints. Slow carbs are carbohydrates that take longer for your body to digest and convert into glucose. As a result, they cause blood sugar to rise slowly and steadily, rather than spiking sharply after a meal. This means your pancreas doesn't have to work overtime, and more importantly, your immune system stays calm, not inflamed. These types of carbs are usually rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They're not only safe for people with diabetes or those managing weight, but they also help protect cartilage, nourish the synovial membrane, and support your body's ability to produce joint fluid. Here are some examples of slow carbs highly recommended for seniors. Brown rice, still rice, but with the fiber-rich bran layer intact, high in B vitamins and fiber. Whole oats, great for heart health and blood sugar stability. Sweet potatoes, soft, easy to digest, and rich in vitamin A and anti-inflammatory compounds. Whole grain bread, unlike white bread, it retains natural fiber and magnesium. Quinoa, a complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids. Lentils, green beans, red beans, high in plant-based protein, fiber, and iron. These foods are not only nutritious, but also simple to cook, familiar in taste, and, most importantly, they don't harm your joints the way fast carbs do. 2. Real-world substitutions. From fast to slow carbs. If you're used to eating white rice every day, the idea of switching to slow carbs might seem intimidating. But the truth is, these changes can start with a few small, familiar swaps. Instead of white rice, a fast-absorbing starch that spikes blood sugar, you can try brown rice. It still tastes like rice but has more fiber, and because it's digested more slowly, it doesn't cause the same inflammatory response. Instead of white pasta, which is often made with refined flour, you can switch to whole grain noodles or buckwheat soba. They cook just like regular noodles, are soft when boiled, but help you feel fuller longer and keep your blood sugar stable. Instead of white bread, which contains almost no fiber and digests too quickly, choose whole grain bread or unsweetened oat-based bread. These still make for a satisfying breakfast but without the joint-damaging sugar spikes. Even snack foods like crackers or treats made from tapioca flour can be gradually replaced with options made from oats, mung beans, or other coarse grains, all of which help you digest more slowly and reduce the risk of inflammation. The biggest difference between fast and slow carbs isn't the flavor. It's the rate at which they release sugar into your bloodstream and their long-term impact on your joints. By gradually switching your daily meals to slower options, you're giving your body the chance to heal, reduce inflammation, and rebuild fluid in your joints. 3. The benefits of slow carbs for your joints and overall health. Slow carbs aren't just for people managing diabetes. For seniors, they're a powerful tool to protect your joints and keep you moving comfortably. Here's why they matter so much. First, they stabilize your blood sugar. Slow carbs cause a gentle, gradual rise in glucose after eating. This prevents blood sugar crashes, keeps insulin levels under control, and helps avoid the inflammatory chain reaction triggered by fast sugar spikes. Second, they reduce chronic inflammation. Thanks to their fiber content, slow carbs promote a healthy gut, which in turn reduces systemic inflammation. Foods like oats and lentils even contain natural compounds that inhibit enzymes that break down collagen, helping your joints stay stronger for longer. Third, they nourish your joints. Brown rice is high in magnesium and B1, both essential for healthy cartilage. Quinoa and lentils provide plant-based protein, which your body uses to build collagen. Sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that calms inflammation. Together, these nutrients support the repair and protection of joint tissues. 4. Simple, practical tips to make the switch. Shifting from fast carbs to slow carbs doesn't have to be hard. The key is to do it gradually, mindfully, and in a way that suits your personal taste. Here are a few tips you can start using right now. Mix 50% brown rice with 50% white rice during your first few meals. Once you get used to the taste, gradually increase the ratio of brown rice. You can soak the brown rice for 2 to 3 hours before cooking to soften the texture. Use whole grain bread instead of white bread for breakfast. Pair it with avocado, a boiled egg, or low-fat cheese. It's energizing, easy to digest, and joint-friendly. Choose steamed or boiled sweet potatoes over white rice at dinner. Sweet potatoes are rich in fiber, digest slowly, and are easier on older digestive systems. Replace plain white porridge with cooked oats for breakfast or a light dinner. Add almond milk, chia seeds, or banana slices to boost flavor and nutrition. Add lentils to soups and stews instead of noodles or white rice. Lentils keep you full, balance blood sugar, and are fantastic for joint support. Most importantly, listen to your body. After a few weeks of slow-carb eating, you may begin to notice less joint pain, easier movement in the morning, and a smoother walking experience overall. As you can see, carbohydrates themselves aren't the enemy. The problem is in the kind of carbs you choose. When you make smart substitutions, you can still eat fully and joyfully without sacrificing your joint health. And the best part? Slow carbs aren't expensive and they're easy to find. In the next part, I'll share a complete 3-day meal plan with no fast carbs, easy to cook, easy to eat, and perfectly suited for anyone over 60 who wants to start restoring joint fluid and feeling stronger again. A 3-day slow-carb meal plan, no fast carbs. If you're feeling unsure where to start, don't worry. Changing your diet doesn't have to be overwhelming or extreme. Just 3 simple days without fast carbs, with meals that are easy to prepare, digest, and full of nourishment, can already help you feel a difference in your joints and energy. Here's a 3-day sample meal plan specifically designed for people over 60 to help reduce inflammation, support joint health, and stabilize blood sugar. Day 1, easing inflammation. Breakfast, start the day with a bowl of cooked oats, topped with banana slices and chia seeds. Oats provide slow-digesting carbs and soluble fiber for steady blood sugar. Banana adds natural sweetness, while chia seeds offer omega-3s to help reduce inflammation. Lunch, enjoy a serving of pan-seared salmon, paired with steamed vegetables like broccoli, carrots, and green beans, plus a portion of steamed sweet potatoes. Salmon is rich in joint-friendly fats, sweet potatoes are slow carbs full of antioxidants, and the vegetables deliver vital nutrients. Dinner, have a warm bowl of lentil soup cooked with tomato and onion, along with a side of lightly sautéed greens like bok choy, spinach, or kale. Lentils provide plant-based protein and slow carbs to nourish your joints and keep inflammation down. Day 2, joint protection. Breakfast, try a simple, nourishing plate of toasted whole grain bread, spread with fresh avocado, and topped with a boiled egg. This combination offers fiber, healthy fats, and easy-to-digest protein to start your day right. Lunch, have boiled chicken breast, served with steamed pumpkin and bok choy sautéed with ginger. Chicken helps repair joint tissues, and the vegetables are loaded with anti-inflammatory vitamins like beta-carotene and vitamin C. Dinner, fill your plate with brown rice, paired with stir-fried garlic vegetables such as zucchini, chayote, or water spinach, and a side of steamed or lightly pan-fried tofu. Brown rice keeps your blood sugar steady, and tofu provides calcium and plant-based protein for your bones and joints. Day 3, rebuilding joint fluid. Breakfast, instead of something savory, enjoy a creamy avocado smoothie blended with cashews and unsweetened almond milk. Avocados provide anti-inflammatory monounsaturated fats. Cashews supply magnesium, and almond milk adds easily absorbed calcium. Lunch, go for a bowl of quinoa tossed with steamed vegetables and grilled fish. Quinoa is packed with complete protein and nutrients ideal for seniors. Combine it with colorful veggies like carrots, peas, and zucchini, plus fish rich in omega-3s to nourish your joints from within. Dinner, have a comforting bowl of bone broth soup made by simmering pork or beef bones with carrots, daikon, and onions. This helps deliver natural collagen for cartilage repair. Pair it with 1 or 2 pieces of soft-baked oatcakes, which are easy to digest and won't spike your blood sugar. Just 3 days is enough to start noticing positive changes: lighter digestion, less creaking in the knees, and reduced nagging joint pain. And the best part is, this meal plan isn't restrictive or complicated. It's simply a smarter, senior-friendly way of eating that gives your joints a chance to recover, one meal at a time. In the final section, I'll summarize the most important takeaways and leave you with a heartfelt message, especially for those of you in your 60s, 70s, or beyond who are ready to take back control of your joint health. We often assume that joint pain, stiff knees, or cracking sounds when we stand up are just normal signs of aging. But in truth, the real cause may not be your age. It may be hiding right in your daily meals: the white rice, the white bread, or the soft noodles you eat every day. Fast carbs don't just cause weight gain. They also trigger silent inflammation, reduce your joint fluid, and accelerate joint deterioration. The good news is, you can take control, starting today. By switching to slow carbs like brown rice, sweet potatoes, oats, and whole grain bread, you can feel a real difference. Your knees will feel lighter. That dry feeling in your joints will begin to fade. Your body won't feel as sluggish after meals. And most importantly, your everyday movements, walking, standing, climbing stairs, will become easier and more comfortable. You don't have to wait until your knees are stiff and painful to make a change. Don't wait until you need joint injections or daily painkillers. You can start tomorrow with your very next meal. Just try the 3-day plan I shared earlier. Give your body a chance, and you'll feel the difference. If your current diet includes white rice, white bread, or refined noodles, share it in the comments below. I read every comment, and it's a way for all of us to learn, connect, and grow together. Don't forget to subscribe to Message for the Elderly, where I share simple, natural ways to live better, without medications and without surgeries. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with a loved one, a friend, a neighbor, or an elder in your family. You never know, your small action today might help someone ease their knee pain tomorrow morning.